God only knows what great things we could manage under such conditions. We're becoming incredibly technologically powerful. And what would it be like if we became equally wise? Well, that would really be something. God only knows what we could manage in the next 20 years or the next 100 years, you know? We're running at 40%, most of us, you know, because we're half in and half out. And it's not surprising because life is difficult. It's like, well, what if you were 90% in or 95% in or all in? Because you're all in anyways, right? It's a life and death game. No one gets out of this. Everyone dies. You might as well commit yourself. And you might as well commit yourself to the highest good that you can attain, because why not? It'll imbue your life with meaning. It's hard, the responsibility's there, but all the meaning's in the responsibility, and that'll make your life better. It'll make your family's life better, and it should make your culture better. Maybe it make the world better. It's like, that'll justify your damn miserable existence at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're wondering what the hell you're doing here. And that's a good thing, because there's going to be days when you're aching and tired and sore, and there's people in your family that are sick, and you're cynical and bitter, and you need a reason to get up, and you think, yeah, well, a little more heaven and a little less hell, maybe I can pull that off today and tomorrow and next week. And that's worth struggling forward for.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, HEX. Today we are talking about all the interesting things that are going on right now, because Richard Hart has tweeted, he has made some changes and they are dramatical, and this is what we want to talk about. Why does the marketing technique of Richard Hart changes right now? Does it have to do that the bottom is in? I don't know, but this is my assumption of the stream today. But first of all, I want to give you a little bit time to adjust, to tweet out the word, to bring as many Hexicans around as possible so we can have a nice little stream all together. I see people are already accumulating here in the video. We have a couple of people in the chat already here. Baba is saying hi. JM is saying hi. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I have a lot of tabs here prepared for you guys. I'll bring that up really quick. So you guys see here everything that I have prepared. First, we will go into the topic of today, which is like the sentiment of Richard Hart is changing. Later on, we will look into what is ChatBTC saying, what is Google saying, what is Coinbase saying about staking and mining. We will then, at the end, watch some videos of Richard Hart, because he has teaching us all along what he thinks about staking, mining. We will learn about a phrase that he loves to use. I didn't like it in the past, but now I understand, and I want to share all of this with you. So please like and subscribe, bring out the word, maybe even retweet what I have twittered, that I'm going live in a couple of minutes. This stream is also going live right now on KSB TV and HEX Twitter channel, so you can definitely retweet that, like it, write some questions there to just get the engagement high. And what I'm seeing here right now, I like a lot, already 15 people in the chat. That's amazing. So let's talk about the first things that I have set up here. First, I need to chill a little bit myself before we get into the topic of today. And I want to talk about my YouTube channel here. You guys see I put a lot of effort in lately because, well, I guess I don't have anything else to do. And I also love to talk to all those amazing Hexicans. Look at this. Furu Finance was here just a couple of days ago. I talked with the Hex Info community. Jesse was here. Even Jack Levin. I know that's really controversial, but I like this guy. And just a lot of topics for you to explore, to learn about Hex, about Pulsechain, and about all the other beautiful coins that we have in our ecosystem. And my point of all of this, showing you this, is that I also have another YouTube channel in German, this one. And here I only have 268 subscribers, so I need your help. As a matter of fact, I will copy paste this link here right now, so you can click on it, so you can follow me on my German channel as well, because there I'm doing not as much because the viewership is so much smaller, but I also do regular content where I teach about Hex Pulse Chain, Pulse X, about Richard Hart, and all these topics. So I would really like if you would come around and give me a like on abit_hex Deutsch, the German YouTube channel. Even though maybe you do not understand it, you can always come, always say hello, and always leave a like. And look at this. Isn't that nice? PNW Sasquatch, $5. Happy Friday, my friend. Thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, you are the very, very first donator of this channel here. Just yesterday, I activated the monetization, because I think it is important that we monetize our time, right? Now, the reason is that I think it is beneficial for us Hexicans to monetize, because if we are monetizing our channel, YouTube now has an incentive to push our channel, because now they are making money with our work. At least this is the idea why I started monetizing. I was able to do that for a long time now. I think you need to have 1,000 subscribers and then you can. I have 2,000 something. So it's just that I decided, now I want YouTube to like me. And before it was not too much of my thing. So thank you, PNW Sasquatch, for the $5 donation. It will all go into the Million Pulse Tour right away. So I would also like your guys' subscription here on abit_hex. This is what I want to say. And the shilling for now is over. Let's go to the main topic. Why is Richard Hart using a new marketing strategy, right? Maybe for this, we can really quickly go to my Twitter, because I have their Twitter that I will be live in 15 minutes, and there I made like 3 points. And this is what we want to discuss today. Richard Hart said, flexing is boring. This is what we want to talk about. Staking is outdated. We are miners now. And interest versus yield. What is the difference? What should we use? Well, I'm talking about these topics for over 3 years now. For me, it is easy to summarize. And this is why we're doing the stream today, to tell you guys what I'm thinking. None of this is financial advice, I know. But today, it's rather not financial advice. Today, it's rather I'm giving my opinion. This is what you have to understand. I don't know why Richard Hart is using a different marketing strategy now. I can only observe, and I have the feeling I know Richard Hart good enough from everything that he's presenting to us, because, man, I'm watching this guy like every single day. I'm watching some of his videos. I'm engaged with the community. I'm discussing, I'm debating, I'm doing all of this. And this is why I have the feeling I really have something valuable to share with you guys here. Oh, by the way, maybe also a little bit of a topic today. How do you like my new profile picture here? Hex Lena made that for me. Lena made that for a lot of other Hexicans, and she always likes to do that. So I thought it's funny. I thought it looks pretty cool. So you guys, maybe you have one as well. You should definitely put it in as a profile picture. But let's go on now. These were the 3 topics. And if we go to hex.com right now, we are seeing the changes of Richard Hart has already been implemented here on the site. Hex is mining average of 38% return a year. You mint your own rewards, no middleman or minimum needed. Mining Hex doesn't require any hardware or electricity. And you know what, guys? With this, only with this from the webpage, we can end our stream. Now we understand and realize why it's not staking anymore, but mining. And the main takeaway from this is that we are emphasizing the mining. We are emphasizing that you are doing something. Nobody can do it for you. Only you hold your keys. You draw your own pony pictures on a piece of paper, and you reward yourself for doing so. And this is best described with the term mining. Staking always implied something else as well. And what exactly that is, we will come to that in a couple of tabs. I think Hexicans have already pointed out, they went through the whole site here of hex.com, and they have already pointed out there's staking still. I even saw somebody tweeting out, Richard, it's not right of you to do that. There is the code. The code is immutable. The code cannot be changed. The code says stake here, so you cannot change the word. Well, yes, we can change the word. because yes, the code is immutable, the code uses the word staking, but the code doesn't care if you and I, are using now the word mining, because I believe mining hits it so much better. It just describes better what we want to, deliver to the people, the idea of what we are doing here, to print your own money by yourself with no middleman involved. And in the next couple of tabs, you will then see exactly what my point is with that. And guys, when I saw that Richard Hart had a new Twitter bio, let's look into this really quick. I was a little bit upset, I must say. Did I write it wrong? Yeah. I must say I was a little bit upset because I like my Richard, how he is outrageous, like over the top, like, like this. And now look at this. This is what I saw. Nothing here anymore. No Ferrari, no Rolexes, nothing. Like what? It takes a while to get used to it, but I think now I like it, I must say. Richard doesn't read messages, emails, newspapers, magazines, or nearly any communication of any form. I don't listen to the radio or nearly anything else. I don't know if this last part really needs to be in there. Maybe he can cut that shorter. But why is that important? Because he signalizes to us that something is changing, something maybe even detrimental, right? Like it's not that small of a deal. It's actually really big. That's why everybody in the Hex community is talking about that right now. So these changes, and I took that with a grain of salt first, but I think here today on the second day, I already start liking these changes. Maybe later on, we can look at the chart where I can also make a point. But first, let's go into my next point here. We have all the changes already implemented on hex.com. Somebody's putting a lot of effort. I don't know if Richard Hart himself does that. I hope he has something to do all of this work, because I myself, I have pumphex.com, and man, this was the first thing that I was thinking of. Now I need to change everything. Here on pumphex.com, you see that I'm talking about Hex as well. I'm talking about where does the money come from? And I'm talking about that we are the staker class. I'm also saying, what does staking mean? And you see now I have to change all of this. I have to go through all my material that I gathered for 3 years and change all those words. That's a lot of work, but I will do it. No problem. I think doing this is the right thing. Going from staking to mining has a lot of benefits. I just wanted to show you guys that I have to do the work now as well. So what is one of the myths? Like, people really think it's obviously really important what Richard Hart is doing here, right? Like, he changed his bio, he changes his black shirt, he now wears black shirts, right? This is what we saw on Many All-In's online conference. He is appropriate, you could say. He stopped saying staking, but is now using mining. And even the third word as well, that's really interesting. We are not saying interest anymore, but yield or rewards. In this case, he was asking the community of what we should do. Unfortunately, people do not watch Richard Hart as close as I do it. Richard Hart tells us exactly all the reasons, like all the time, why he's doing this or that. And here you guys see, I have a couple of videos prepared where we will talk about exactly that topic. But people take the wrong idea sometimes. So right now there's this narrative out there that Richard Hart changed all of these strategies because of the SEC, because of Gary Gensler, Hexicans going crazy, haters going crazy, making all these false statements. It is not because of the SEC. It's not because Gary Gensler. It is not because of any law or anything like this. It is only to teach the people, and when you explain Hex to the people, that they understand you are doing the work yourself, you're mining Hex, you're not staking, which staking also sounds like you're gambling somehow. You have stakes somewhere of some kind, right? We don't want that connotation to have. We want to have the word mining. And people just make up false statements because of the things that happened in the past. Because Gary Gensler, for example, I just put it here into Google, Gary Gensler staking, And here you already see the SEC, Gary Gensler on Kraken staking settlement. So it seems like they have already figured out the problem. Office House with Gary Gensler staking as a service. Like all of America was going crazy. Like, oh my God, staking as a service is going to be forbidden. We cannot do it. Like even though America is the most free country in the world, they are not allowed to do staking for whatever reason. I don't know. But all I want to show you is that this is a topic right now. Gary Gensler going after staking protocols, going after Coinbase, Binance, and all those exchanges that have staking as a service, right? And now the people are afraid, oh my God, could Richard Hart maybe do something in this regard because this is going on? No, this is 100% not the case. Richard Hart truly doesn't believe about all of these things because he understands with Hex, he has a totally different case here. He is not a centralized exchange. He's not a centralized entity that, makes staking as a service. He provided us a tool, a code that we can now use to print our own money. We do our own work. It's like, and Richard Hart uses this example a lot as well, taking a piece of paper, taking a pencil, drawing a pony picture, and now this pony picture belongs to you. You can sell it for $5. Now you generated your own yield, your own interest, your own value. What exactly we call it? Well, this is the task of today, right? Is it interest? Is it yield? Is it rewards? This is what Richard Hart was asking the community, and we still have to come up with something. In our team, Crypto Sparbuch, we decided to always use the term yield. We used interest in the past. I liked interest, but now we are using yield for that. So Gary Gensler doesn't like staking. This was in the past, though. Yesterday, Richard Hart changed from staking to mining, and now people make those false assumptions. I just wanted to clear them up. I want to say it is not like this. I think it has to do with something else. And here we come to my new favorite Hexican. Yeah, new favorite Hexican. Your friend saw me. He does amazing work. I watch his videos every day. Like 1 or 2 are coming out every single day, and I'm waiting for them. Like in the morning, I wake up, I think, Hex, Sami, have you new content? Yes, please, please. So I have my fluffy socks on right now, and I'm reading you what Sami was saying because I think he makes a really good point here. If you're wondering why hex staking is now called mining, it is because of exchanges. They do fake DeFi and fake staking. It's better to use other words. Mining. New adopters can differentiate between hex trustless staking versus centralized hex staking. And you see here already the changes are implemented on hex.com. We already talked about that. So Sami is saying that the centralized exchanges abuse the word staking. They have offered staking, but obviously not in the true sense of crypto, which is everybody should hold own custody over their funds. And here you see I have even Coinbase up because I want to see what is Coinbase saying to staking. But first I want to go into Sami's video because he was talking about something similar already a couple of days, yesterday it was. And we will now change the screen share so you guys have some sound as well. And we watch like 2 minutes maximum of Sami's video here because I think it's interesting what he has to say. He was basically predicting all of this. I think this is pretty cool of him. And there he made some cool points that I want to share with you guys. If you have not watched Sami's videos yet, oh man, you guys are missing out. It's definitely something you should do. So let's play the video from here. We watch it for 2 minutes and then I give my 2 cents about it.
The Pulse chain launch is actually the Ethereum price and Bitcoin price. So I know you're going to crucify me. Who cares? I'm telling you this because you have to hear it, not because you want to. All right, look. So I also go on here. I believed outrage marketing was a 2022 campaign year and the strategy will evolve for 2023. So have a look. What happened here? Please tell me the color of this man's shirt. Ricardo Corazon. Right on track. Right on track. And here I made a lovely tweet very recently. First thing I did mention is, most important, we wear fluffy slippers. That's what we do here. You hear him tapping. You hear him tapping away. And sometimes we make a prophecy. I got this one right. So look, this is not to gloat or anything. I'm just letting you know. Sometimes Sometimes you just get a gift. And the gift is I'm just here. I just see stuff in a certain way and I've got an edge. While I have this edge, I'll share it with you. But you go try tell me other people who are sharing their edge, because I've been around for a long time, man. They don't share in anything. Most people don't share. You know what they share? Hey, come follow my trading and pay me money. That's what they share. That's not really sharing, right? That's grifting. So I mentioned here, man, you got to pay attention to the deep value crypto. Deep value. Yeah. So I'm sharing this with you because in my mind, okay, I have a string of prophecies, and I'm surprised, by the way. Don't think I was like, oh, I knew it was coming. I'm just shocked as you are. And I'm like, okay, somehow I have a read on this situation and the community and everything that's growing. And I'm right about all my theories and my prophecies and everything that's happening. It's all making sense. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. I wonder if the next ones come true too. And you probably want to know what they are. And I will tell you, you stay in your squeaky chair and you keep your back straight. And we're going to get to that. So Pulse Chain's going to be next. All right. So look at this. I made a tweet here just reminding everyone. So you're wondering, what happened? What happened? What happened? Look. So I have a prophecy alert. If only you had a friend who made a 10-minute video explaining the situation in 2022. I did. I told everyone. You know what the beautiful part is? Of all the messages I get, I love you all. 99% of us, we bought and held. 1% is paper handed a bit. And the non-believers were the four poopy horsemen who sold a collective like 500 million hex. Fuck them. Good. They're out. They're non-believers. They don't follow me. Good. We got them out. The big scum, the big poopy heads. Finished. That's what I'm proud of. Everyone saw, we bought, we held, and now we're in. So, by the way, also, if you're listening to this, I know some of you guys, unfortunately, sold at 3 to 4 cents because you couldn't believe you made a double. And oh my God, I don't know what to tell you. I've been yelling for how long. Deep value, hold to 2025, and the first double you get, you sell. But please, if you think you're gonna make it with that, you are very mistaken. All right, your $2,000 or how much you clipped in, you ain't retiring off a double, and you're not gonna get the next 16 doubles in a row. You gotta let your winners ride. I do all the research. Like, oh, how do you know it's a winner? Well, you don't know the future, but I'm giving you like 13,000 pieces of evidence that maybe, just maybe, that milk you're drinking, it's not the high A2 protein milk. You know what milk it is. We don't like soy around here. So yeah, my next prophecy target, I think Hex can hit $2.
That's the perfect time to end this. Tommy is saying Hex could reach $2, and this is his low estimate. He's saying like $7 easily to do. But the point that I wanted to take out here is that let's look at the onboarding that we have been doing in Hex during the last time here. So when Hex started, right, we had 0 people, and then to the all-time high. This is actually a really important time. Let me put that away here. That's actually a really important time here. And let's take the time, what is it? September 13, 2021. And in Hex Daily Stats, what we can do, we can go to September 2021. Let's see where it is. And when we are here in September 2021, the top was in the 13th. We can now go all the way to the right. Maybe I mark that so we don't lose the column. And here you see we had 250,000 current holders, right? So now let's go up all the way and we see how many we have today. So we have 320,000 current holders. This is like 100,000 holders more. And what is the time frame here? So from the beginning, in the bull market is normally the market that onboards the most people. Why? Because the prices are going up. This is how crypto works. When crypto sees green candle, people are foaming. This is why it's called foaming, and the price goes ballistic like this. And we did that basically in Hex for 1.5 years. And we were all able to onboard about 200,000 current holders, right? We saw that here in Hex Daily Stats. And from this day, from here, all the way to today, we onboard another 100,000 people, stakers actually in this case. I believe it's stakers. I don't know. Let's check that. Double check here. What is it? Current holders. That's probably not stakers. Anyways, and this is like the strongest point. And now Richard Hart is changing his narrative. He's doing not outrage marketing anymore, because outrage marketing was only for a specific time period, and Somi was pointing that out. We didn't do outrage marketing here in the beginning, right? Here in the beginning, we had the Richard Hart with the black T-shirt, down to earth, even lighting his candles every once in a while. He would be in Twitter, he would be in Telegram a lot. It's crazy. Like sometimes in the early beginnings, I would write something about Richard Hart or towards Richard Hart, and he would like answer right away. Like 1 or 2 seconds would go by, he would answer. And I'm like, what, is he on his computer 24 hours? He was. And this was the time of like 10,000x. And eventually here, then Richard Hart changed his strategy. It became more and more outrageous because he did something which was clearly working. We did 10,000x, but then at one point he changed his marketing strategy, right? So what exactly did he change? He changed his outlook. I think he looks different. He doesn't work like shirts anymore, right? Like it was somewhere around here. He wanted to reach more people. And what is the best time to do that? Maybe after you have called the top. Why don't you take this time where the price is going down anyways? It doesn't matter what you do. If you are successful, people will hate you. So why don't you do something that is outrageous, that is bringing in the eyes in a time where everything is going down? So I think this was the time of outrage marketing, and this outrage marketing is now over. Why? Because I believe we have hit the bottom of the bear market entirely in crypto, but in HEX especially. Like this, what we are seeing here represents the bottom for me. I don't believe we will go down lower than this point. It was like 1.7 cents, I think. Yeah, 1.7. And are we going down right now? Like we have been higher already. It's like, are we doing something like this maybe and then shoot up? Sure. But I don't think we are going to a level like this anymore. And the point that I wanted to show here, especially with this chart, is that Richard Hart's marketing was meant to be for just this time, for the bear market, to bring as many eyes as possible. And now Richard Hart is saying, flexing is boring. He is concentrating on building, and he lets us, the community, doing all this marketing, the direct marketing, the marketing on YouTube, on Twitter, and so on, which I believe is the best kind of marketing that we can do. Besides the direct marketing that we do, the HEX postcards, for example, besides the events, I think the best that we Hexicans can do is be on the internet, on Twitter, engage, like, subscribe, open up the TikTok account, maybe open up a YouTube account, and feed the algorithm. At least this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make and create as much content as possible. So YouTube now is actually my employee. The algorithm is working for us Hexicans, because we are putting out the video, and now YouTube wants to try, hey, let me suggest that to all those different people. Maybe they keep watching and get to see my ads, right? This is what YouTube wants to do. And this is, I think, something really important to us, for us Hexicans to understand. If we are now engaging, if we are now keeping up the likes and subscribe, which we are doing better than any other community, then we will bring out the eyes to HEX, and more people will get involved. All right, so this was about the price here. We made this point. We talked about Somi. Here we go. We watched this video. I made the point with how many people did we onboard from the beginning to the top, and from the top to today. Really significantly, over 100,000 people onboarded in the bear market. That's like 1/3 of all the people that we had before. I think this is amazing. And now let's go a little bit further into the topic. What is staking? Why it is called mining HEX today? And here I've made it really easy. Sometimes if I want to come up with a good point, I just have to go back to the basics, to the facts. So I'm looking up what is proof of stake, for example, because I want to know what is the meaning and the implication of the word stake. And here it says, and obviously we know that all, but I will read it anyways because we have a lot of no-coiners. Proof of stake protocols are a class of consensus mechanism for blockchains that work by selecting validators in proportion to their quantity of holdings in the associated cryptocurrency. So You see, you could use HEX in this regard, and this is why we used staking for HEX for over 3 years, and it was working just fine, right? Let's see what ChatBTC is saying. I asked him, like, what is staking? Staking is a process of holding or locking up a certain amount of cryptocurrency in a wallet to support operations of a blockchain network. By doing so, users can earn rewards in the form of additional cryptocurrency. So you see the word staking is pretty close to what we Hexicans are doing. Yes, we are not securing the system. So let's see, where is that? To support operations, we are not securing the system. I think this is what we had here somewhere, right? We are not using the consensus mechanism, right? We are not favoring the consensus. We are not making the consensus stronger. What we are doing with staking HEX, we are supporting the operations. When you stake HEX, you create T-shares, and all those T-shares are now in a pool, and the inflation of HEX gets sent to this pool. If you are holding T-shares, you are part of this pool, and this is why you get rewarded HEX. And you see here already, there's nobody giving you the coins. It's just the code that does what it does, and you claiming them yourself. Now, I just used another word, claiming, but actually I wanted to say mining, right? Let's go to Coinbase, because Somi was saying that centralized exchanges and other institutions were abusing the word staking, and therefore it is smart of Richard Hart to change this narrative from staking to mining. And I want to go through just a couple of things here. For a lot of crypto users, it doesn't matter actually, you know. For the most crypto users, we do not need to talk about proof of work, which we will do later, proof of stake, about crypto mining and so on. The only thing that we need to understand that we are here in order to make money, right? So all you need to know are really the base fundamentals. So let's read that here and make the point. For a lot of crypto users, knowing that staking is a way of earning reward while holding a certain cryptocurrency is key takeaway. But even if you are just looking to earn something, staking rewards, it's useful to understand at least a little bit about how and why it works the way it does. And here they obviously definitely make a point. If you are staking cryptocurrency, you want to know where's the money coming from, how is everything working, why, to be convicted with your money to that what you're doing with your money is actually the right thing to do. So how does staking work? And here we see that other cryptocurrencies use staking as well. Not all cryptocurrencies allow for staking. Bitcoin, for example, there is no staking there. And now what I want to go into is that we have seen with Google, with ChatGPT, that staking is often referred to proof of stake, which is totally right. And in HEX, our staking is a little bit different. We already said that, right? But the most important thing is why we are using staking now is because staking implies that somebody like a middleman, for example, is doing something for you, is helping you with some kind of a service, because you can do all of these things yourself. Stake Tezos, stake Cosmos, Solana, Cardano. You can stake HEX. You just need a little bit of knowledge when you stake HEX. I don't know how it is with all the others, if you need to have more knowledge, but this is exactly the point that Coinbase is making here some way. I don't want to read all of this. I did it, obviously, but we don't need to do that right now altogether. I want to go to this side here. Here you can see Coinbase is offering staking as a service. For example, earn up to 6% APY on your crypto. Unbelievable, crazy amounts. You see other cryptocurrencies have different, similar amounts of APY that you can earn. And where I want to go is here. Staking and DeFi yield is available in 70 plus countries. DeFi yield is only available outside of the US. This is really something that I do not understand. I love America so much. I think America is the best country in the world, maybe besides Germany, but it's another topic. I think it's the most free country in the world, and we are not allowed to do staking in America. Why? I don't understand. But anyway, that's maybe a topic for another day. You start earning rewards with most of staking and standard rewards assets once they are purchased. To earn rewards by staking Ethereum or deposit assets into DeFi yield, you will need to purchase the asset and then agree the terms to enable operation and start mining rewards. What I wanted to get here is that when you are staking with Coinbase or with another centralized exchange, you are giving up your keys, you are giving up your crypto to somebody else, to the third party. And crypto was invented to get rid of the middleman. This is what Richard Hart is teaching us every single day. And this is why it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to use centralized exchanges for staking. Well, now they have used staking, right? Like Coinbase is saying, come here to my side, give me all your crypto. Here you can earn 6%. People from legacy, they think it's a good deal. People that don't know DeFi, they don't know self-custody, they think it is a good deal. They think it is safe, it's regulated. Even the government approves of all of this. But they are wrong. There's a big counterparty risk of centralized exchange going down, like Coinbase, like Celsius or FTX. We see that all the time. Typically, after a bull market, this happens, right? Those exchanges, they are not transparent with your money. They do trading. They take out loans against the money that you have deposited and all of those shady things. And this is the reason why, as soon as they are not generating enough income, their Ponzi collapses, and then they are not able to pay out their, promised yield, their promised rewards, and then they go bankrupt and you lose all the money. And this is really the big tragedy in all of this. And Richard Hart is saving us against these things here. And Coinbase is not the only one that I wanted to point out here. We have also staking at Binance, for example. It just shows you that everybody is doing it. But what is interesting here is that there's a relative high threshold for users of DeFi products. Binance DeFi staking acts on behalf of the users to participate in certain DeFi products, obtain and distribute realized earnings, and help users to participate in DeFi products. So they help users to earn yield in DeFi products, and they do it on behalf of the user, right? These things are really important to understand because it outlines that you are giving away your keys, you are giving away your crypto, and when they are going bankrupt, they're just saying, oh, no, we don't have any lawful obligations to give the money back to the customers because it was our money. We were staking it in behalf of our users. The users gave up the custody of the money. Now they're screwed. Who is the first one to get money if Celsius or FTX will have to pay a little bit? Well, first it's the accredited investors. Are you or I a accredited investor? No. It is the big players, that are doing investing for a long time anyways already, that are accredited. They are getting the money first, and then when it comes to your position, there's probably no money left in order to pay anything out. So now we have looked at the terminology of staking. We have seen that centralized exchange do all kinds of shady stuff with the money that you deposit and give up the custody of. And this is the reason the word staking has become such a negative word. It has so many negative connotations, right? Especially now, what happened with Celsius, with FTX, what happened with Gary Gensler. I definitely see the argument that, the word staking is not clear anymore. It's not a clean word where people understand what it is. When they see and hear about staking today, people outside of crypto, they get afraid. They get afraid of fraudulent behavior. So let's look into the the term of mining. And here I just typed in what is mining. And obviously here this is talking about geological mining, but it represents really good what the terminology of mining really is. Mining is the extraction of value in geological materials from Earth and other astronomical objects. Mining is required to obtain most materials and cannot be grown through agriculture processes. So here, I think it shows really good that when you mine, just like in agriculture, you have your piece of land, you have to nurture it, you have to plant the seed, and time has to go by. You have to do all the work in order to have your plants grow. And then, once you did all of this, you are rewarded the fruits of your labor. So that's why I think mining is a beautiful word, and I think we should say, I'm mining Hex. I think we should also go to my Twitter again, because at this point I realized that I have put out all my memes, not all of them, but a lot of them already, that are making fun of staking and mining. Here, for example, the girl is asking the guy, do you stake Hex? He's staking, I'm a miner, and bam, she is pregnant right away. I think that was funny. Obviously, I just changed this meme a couple of days ago, just today, I mean. And when I was going through all my memes, I realized, damn it, I have a lot of memes that were talking about staking, and now I have to, redo all of this. Here, for example, staking Hex, mining Hex. You see, it also happens to me, mining Hex versus mining Bitcoin. And in the next couple of days, you will have more and more memes like this coming out that just tell you hashtag mining, hashtag Hex. I want to spread the idea and also the knowledge that we are not staking anymore, but mining. But this one is especially funny, I believe. The internet's God, I offer this Ethereum as a sacrifice. And here you see the router. You see he has a little bit of Ethereum. And the girl is saying, Roger, what the hell are you doing here? And he's saying, we have to end a miner. And she's like, oh my God. So let's pray to the Ethereum gods that our Hex miner doesn't cost too much to end the miner so we can mine our own rewards. Well, that was a lot of mining here, but I think I got my point across. We should all use the word mining. All right, so in the next point, I think I got all my tabs here talked about. In the next couple of tabs that I have prepared, I want to show you guys what I learned from Richard Hart during the last 3 years. I want to show you what is Richard Hart saying since forever about mining. And this is what we will do next. But before we do this, guys, thanks for being here. We have 20 more minutes to stream. Let me go through the comments that we have here so far. And I want to encourage you to like and subscribe and to put all the questions in the chat that you might have, because I'm going through them right now. So Moondog in the house, that's pretty cool. Vets in crypto, the one and only Yori Hex. Yeah, Yori Hex, the one and only, that's true. I agree, mining paints a more appealing picture, helps frame easy linguistic metaphors for onboarding as well. Moondog is so good with his words. You are 100% right. I was just in a chat watching Hexicans, and Moondog was there as well, doing a lot of engagement, writing his opinions, and he is just really good with his words. I like it. And so often, and this is probably one of the reasons why Richard Hart changed from staking to mining, we are in a new frontier, right? With cryptocurrency, sometimes we have to make up words to reassemble, really to showcase what is this process of doing really meaning, right? And I think mining is just showcasing it so much better than staking. Sasquatch is saying, for all those creating FUD over the change, when has Richard Hart ever misled us or let us down? Just need to trust his decision and help promoting Hex. Exactly. I think Yori said it here as well somewhere. She said that Richard probably has a plan. I believe so too. And I think his plan is glorious. Oh, here she is. RH has a plan. I see that 100%. RH has a plan. When needed, he adjusts his plan in order to reach his goals. And this is exactly what I want to see in a leader, right? Greetings and salutation. I feel like brand new Hexicans with our new name of miner. Love it. Exactly. That's a really good point. Thanks for writing that. Alan, what you are realizing right away is that, it feels exciting to have changes. It feels exciting to have a new Richard Hart in front of us that is asking for children pictures to show where we have grown up and all of this stuff. It is exciting to now change the narrative of Hex from staking to mining and have now another edge. We have now another narrative to tell everybody out there that we have talked about Hex and Richard Hart over and over again. Now we can approach them again and say, hey, friend, you remember Hex? We're not using staking anymore. Now we are mining it. Oh, mining is like Bitcoin. Yes, mining is like Bitcoin, the exact same thing, but we are not wasting energy. So you see, but just introducing changes like this, it also helps us to get more engagement of the people, because it's something new, it's something to talk about. It's definitely something smart to do. Great comment here. I like his post a lot. Okay, so bear market was great. Purge of grifters, less stable operators. Exactly, 100% Moondog. So I think this is what was missing in my point when I was showing the chart. So if you're doing outrage marketing, I'm 100% Richard Hart knows what happens. You will lose some people that maybe liked you before because now you are just too outrageous. Especially in America, we have a lot of people that are believing, and when you say cuss words, for example, they will just not watch you anymore. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think a phenomenon like this I've only seen in America, where you are cussing and then people don't like you anymore. Richard made another point, and that was way in the past. He always says it doesn't make sense to be political. If you are in the green party and the red party, if you are in the red party, you anger the people of the blue party. And if you make arguments for the blue party, you are angering the people of the red party. And that's why it just doesn't make sense. It makes sense to only talk about the facts, especially in cryptocurrency. But when you are in a bear market and when everybody is afraid because of the C word, for example, because of all the other problems that we have, and the environment for investing is just bad, and the entire market is going down, the S&P 500 crypto market, HEX is going down, then why not use at least some outrage marketing to bring as many eyes as possible? Yeah, and I think with this, I think I have a couple more questions here. And the next segment, the next 15 minutes, I want to encourage you to put all your questions in the chat. And if you're watching this afterwards, put it into the comment section as well. I will now go through the last couple of things that we have here in the chat, and then we will watch some Richard Hart videos, because I'm telling you guys, he is telling us about mining HEX since at least 1 year. But let's go through this here first. So because of Richard Hart's outrageous marketing, he was losing a couple of weak hands, and this is maybe exactly what you want, because those weak hands, those short-term thinkers, those people that don't mine for an average of 7 years, you want to have them out as soon as possible. Why? Because now they don't have the ability to sell higher, and this is why we can go up higher. It's a really, really good strategy. Hit that like and sub. Yes, Joey, thank you so much. He's just changing to mining to get around the sys that's going on. You see, Rico, you should definitely rewind this video here, because in the beginning, I'm making like a whole section of my live stream today where I'm saying, no, this is totally wrong. Richard Hart is not fighting against Gary Gensler or against all the FAT or against staking on Coinbase as a service, which is really bad. He's just making a change, which is exciting and makes us engage, which is also, and it's the number 2 argument, mining just describes so much better what we are doing, because you do your own work. Nobody can do it for you. You hold your own keys. In staking, and this is what the centralized exchanges come into, in staking, you give up your keys. It's disgusting. Crypto was invented to get rid of middlemen, and those centralized exchanges, they try to, whenever they can, implement it again. Middlemen everywhere, because that's where they make their money. How are they making their money on staking? Well, they take a little fee, they take a cut. It is so easy to stake, to mine HEX yourself. You know, there is no middleman needed. So why would you give your HEX to a middleman for staking as a service where you have to, where you now have less gains, and also the risk of total loss is also there, right? So I don't think it is to combat the FAT or combat the SEC or anything. It's really just to make the engagement higher, to explain better what we are doing, the ethos of what HEX mining is, and stuff like this. I don't mine my HEX, I'm hexing my HEX. I'm hexing my HEX, yeah. Well, Baba, I think this is also a possibility. Maybe for the next, when the next bull market is over, we can then start talking about hexing. We can then implement our own words. By then we are viral enough that actually hexing will be a word in the dictionary. I definitely like what you are saying. Your curse, the curse to earn more curse now. Yeah, 100%. You know, I definitely see what you're saying here, but I want to make another point out of that. Once you earn money, you want to earn more money, and once you earned more money, you just adjust your goals, and now you have to go to earn more money. A little bit crazy. At least this is what happened to me. Hi, bro. When pull chain? I don't know. with all the things that are going on lately, Richard Hart changing. We have our girls making us really excited about the launch, about testnet v3. It's around the corner, right? Like, I'm also getting really excited. I'm talking about with all the Hexicans. Everybody is getting exciting and they're asking when pull chain launch. Now Richard Hart is going from staking to mining. This maybe implies that big changes are coming. But also there's a other narrative out there. The narrative is that Richard Hart is timing the bottom, right? We talked already about the bottom a little bit here. Let's bring up the chart again of HEX. I believe the bottom of HEX is already in. We saw the bottom being at, come on, go away. I don't want this here. What? I cannot delete that. So maybe you just have to go with it then here. So we see the bottom was here, 1.7 cents. I don't think we go below that. I also think the bottom for Bitcoin was in. So 11K and pray for Richard was only possible on the derivative of Bitcoin. And now it's the right time to put out pull chain. The only question is, for how long are we doing this sideways action here? And for me, guys, this is my first bull market, and it's also my first bear market. And when I hear people like Somi talking, like X is alive, like Dipcatcher, that are in crypto for way longer than me, they are saying that crypto can also do something like this, where we basically just sideways for a long time, and we do not know when the market sentiment changes. So what I want to say is, pull chain could come out tomorrow. It could come out in the next couple of days. It can also come out in May 2024. It is totally possible. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. The great thing is that we have to realize we are in a great position right now. We know that pull chain is an innovation of crypto, and it will change a lot of things. But the good thing is it is not out yet. It is not out yet, and this is a good thing. Why? Because it allows us to prepare ourselves for pull chain to come. So what are the things that we can do to prepare ourselves? We can accumulate HEX already, because then we will get a double, right? We can eat healthy and work out, because then when we have all this money, we look nice and we have life-changing wealth, right? Just a joke here on the side. We have to be mentally ready, because guys, if you are not mentally ready for 10,000x, something like happened to me can happen to you as well. I had sudden wealth syndrome. Let's go back to the chart here to showcase exactly what was happening to me. So I was a poor pleb. I mean, like, drawing charts is really bad. I was a poor pleb in the early beginnings when I started investing in HEX, right? When I invested here, I had no money, and HEX did like 80x. 80, how many X did it do in the beginning? We will measure that really quick. So let's go from the lowest point to just like the local high here. It is 13,000%. And you guys, can you imagine how you feel when you have never seen anything like this, any gains like this? You feel amazing. And then it drops again for 70%. And then it goes up again, and then it drops again for 90%. And then it does 10,000x. And this is when the sudden wealth syndrome hit me. I was thinking I can do everything. I can party all night long. I can drink, I can drive, I can be ugly and all of these things. And then I realized really quick, oh, damn it, it's going into the wrong direction with all this money. I was mentally not there. And at this point in time, I was on the tour, on the 5555 tour, and I was just doing crazy stuff. And it was in the bear market a couple of months then after the top when I realized, oh man, I really have to get my shit together. And that's why I'm advocating today. Guys, right now we are in an amazing situation. The reason why I'm talking about that right now is because the question was out, when pull chain? I don't know, but I know one thing for sure. Pull chain will do 10,000x, 14,000x in the period of time, right? And I need you guys to be ready to not sell on 100x. That's really important. And also be there mentally so you don't get the sudden wealth syndrome like I had it. All right, so I think I am over with all the chat. Emergency and mint, exactly, Mar Zanor. This is also something that we now have to frame differently, emergency and minting, mining, and your miner, maybe something like this. So we have to find some new words because we are in a new emerging technology that sometimes we have to make upwards. And then once we have made upwards and everybody is using them, we change them words again to get more engagement. And then when we have changed them after our second cycle, what can we do? Maybe we can come up with completely new words to have the engagement again and to brand ourselves with our own words. So maybe in the second cycle, we will invent totally new words that are describing mining hex even better than we can do that today. But now I want to go, and by the way, we have 30 people watching, amazing. Thank you guys for everybody who is here, everybody who's writing the questions. We have 5 more minutes. If you have a question, put them in the chat right now, because now we are watching a couple of Richard Hart videos. And now I realize I have to end the tab here and open up it a little bit different. So we will do it in a different order. You see 5 videos here prepared, and we will just watch like a couple of seconds of each video, and then I will give you my idea about it. So first, let's go to this one. So let's see what Richard Hart is saying when you search for mining.
Understand it's just Bitcoin with a proof of work change. Hex is just Bitcoin with a proof of work change. Yes, it is. I'll show it to you.
You've got the incentives and mechanics to get people to encourage them to lock up, and it's the same as a Ponzi. You're trying to do everything you can to get people to not run to the exits, and if and when they do, half it all goes to you anyway. That's a brilliant system.
That doesn't make any sense.
And a brilliant
what
system
you're saying doesn't
paper,
make any
but
sense.
it's no good for everyone that's involved.
The origin address does not receive any interest from anyone's stakes whatsoever. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The origin address only received 50% of the supply in the beginning. It does not get paid when you stake. It does not get paid when you profitably end your stake. The only time it gets anything is if you lie and don't stake like you said you would, and you emergency end stake and screw over everybody and don't do what you said you would. Then that penalty gets split between the origin address and all the other.
So now Richard is going over the origin address. That's an interesting topic as well, but it's not the point that I want to make. So Richard here was saying hex mining. Hex is just like Bitcoin. It is the only difference is that it has a proof of work change, right? He loves to say that, and this is what exactly I want to show you guys. He says that all the time.
Replace the Bitcoin miners with Ethereum miners, and then told them instead of doing SHA-256, you're going to lock up coins to get inflation. That's it. That's all. That's it. It's a proof of work change. We use proof of weight instead of proof of work.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Now,
so you see another time when Richard Hart was saying, you know, Bitcoin and Hex is much the same. It's just a proof of work change. In the beginning, I was not really understanding what it means, but I believe now I do. So here's some other points where he was talking exactly about that.
So,
but when Ethereum merges over to proof of stake because it's currently proof of work, well, first off, do you believe that proof of work is more secure than proof of stake?
No, I don't. Which is why you see proof of work networks have more problems than proof of stake networks. Okay. It's that easy. The only proof of work network that doesn't have huge problems is kind of like the really gigantic ones. All the smaller ones have huge problems because they get attacked with rented hash from NiceHash.
And I have one more prepared for you guys. And this is also one from Wendy. Oh, I was not, let me go back. I was clicking on play, but I did not screen share yet. So let's do it again.
Everybody's right to choose to invest their money wherever they want to put it. I don't care. I am just here chatting with somebody about their particular project because this is how I learn the best. And if I have an opportunity to sit down with somebody and learn, why wouldn't I?
So Hex quite simply is Bitcoin with a proof of work change. So Bitcoin pays you to destroy the environment. It only rewards you for doing SHA-256 mining, which is extremely energy intensive on purpose. Instead of calling it proof of work, you could call it proof of waste, because if it wasn't wasteful and it was useful, then you could like reduce the cost of an attack by selling the utility.
So I just wanted to point out that Richard Hart loves to compare Bitcoin and HEX because they are the same. They are ticker symbols that we buy and hope that the price goes up in the future. And now the question is, which price will go up the highest? Is it Bitcoin? Is it HEX? And the answer is HEX. And this is why we are bringing everybody to HEX. This is why it can even be good to be a maxi. For me, this was beautiful. The very best strategy that you can have in crypto is probably to start out as a maxi, as a HEX maximalist, as a pull chain maximalist. And as soon as you made 10,000 X, then you diversify a little bit. I think this is a really good strategy. Probably Richard Hart would not agree with me, but I want to know from you guys, should you guys be a maximalist, a HEX maximalist or not? When should you be a HEX maximalist? Because I believe in the beginning, for no coiners, it is really good. It is protecting them. But later on, once you have a little bit more experience, you can maybe then leave that aside. All right, so the next thing that I'm showing here is where did I get all my information from? Well, it is really easy because we have a great community. Somebody made this site here, hexsearch.io, and you can just put anything you want here, and it will come up with the right video for you. For example, I'm searching for crypto Sparbook right now, and it doesn't have it, of course. Germans, let's put that in there. German community, it's German for like, you want to educate them. Germany, seen some. So anyways, my point that I wanted to do is I can just put in the name, the word German, and this site will now search for German in all of Richard Hart's videos. So when I want to see where Richard Hart shouted out the Germans that went through all of America to do 42 free workshops to educate people on HEX, then I go to hexsearch.io. And if I want to know anything else from Richard Hart, I'm just going to hexsearch.io. I type it in, I get a message directly from Richard. It is basically like talking to Richard himself. So hexsearch.io, definitely a really, really cool tool. You guys should all check it out. And that's why I will put it into the chat here right away. And I'm seeing we are over the time already a little bit. That's no problem because I see we still have some engagement in the chat. People are asking things and I obviously want to answer. A couple more minutes and then we're out of here. So last chance for you to engage in the chat. And believe in yourself. Yes, change the words before the government can bring the FUD. You see, I know that you just turned in because at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about exactly this. I don't think that Richard Hart combats the FUD here at all. I don't think he was even thinking about that. He is just using mining because it's a more beautiful word in order to describe what we are talking about. You just have seen in the videos, Richard Hart likes to describe HEX by saying it is like Bitcoin, but with a proof of work change. So really, really interesting. And I think it's the right move of Richard Hart as well. And other topics, since you probably just came here, believe in yourself. By just changing the words, he is making us able for us to talk about a different topic. So let's make this example. I talked to all of my friends about HEX already, right? About every single thing. They don't want to talk about that topic anymore. And now I can approach them again and tell them, hey guys, do you know it's not called staking anymore, it's now mining, and now I have the possibility to bring up something new that they think it is interesting, and now they are getting involved in HEX. So that's also a point why he maybe has done it. Scott, AK1T, is in the house. He's saying, what's up, Hexicans? He is the producer of the pull chain anthem, actually, and I cannot wait to have the pull chain anthem coming out one day. It will be glorious. I heard it already. I play it all the time. I think it's a great song. Proof of weight, I have proven that I have more patience than job. Oh yeah, 100%. With proof of weight, this is what Richard Hart likes to say as well. Proof of work is trash. We are using proof of weight. I believe that the OA is burning all owned HEX one day or airdrop them to all the 5555s. How could it do that? To airdrop them to all the 5555s, it would have to send them manually. That would cost gas. Would it be possible? Sure. Could it just make a stake and then unstake them? Also possible. I don't see this happening ever. But I think Johnny Chaos was making this point that this could happen, and it would be a way for Richard Hart to decentralize the ownership even more, right? All right. So what is Waba saying? I think many people didn't understand RH when he described HEX as proof of work change. Exactly. At least I didn't. But now everything becomes so clear. That I am compelled at all times to find the humor in all things. This is who I am, and doing that is what serves me as far as supplying me with will do and fuel for living. It sounds really great. I don't know what you're saying though. Maldar is saying, a friend who is not in crypto asked me why the OA couldn't just burn the tokens in it to prove it's not a scam. Maldar, really important point. Why is the OA not proving? Out of two reasons. First of all, when the OA burns all the coins, the OA has no possibility to act benevolent for the system anymore. It gave up its power. And now what is the problem with that? No big player, let's say Roger Ver, let's say other big whales in crypto, they can come over and just take over the system and do bad things. For example, the God Whale right now, it is not Richard Hart. The God Whale is another entity, a third entity, just like Coinbase, just like Binance, just like CZ, for example, right? The God Whale has the power to come up, get a lot of hex, stake it, unstake it, and change parameters in the system. And this is exactly what the OA is, against. Like if we don't have the OA to adjust for this or that, then we have the possibilities for other players to come into our system and destroy it. Make it, for example, that nobody's earning any interest anymore. A player could come in, buy up all the hex. It will take a long time, I know, but then stake it, and now we are earning like 10 hex or something like this, 10% a year or something like that. That would be not good enough, all right? So this is point number one. Point number two is Richard Hart is in it for the glory. He wants to have hex not only be the best asset in the world, the best appreciating asset. He wants to have more money than everybody else in this world. I think he wants to be on the number one spot when it comes to how much money the people have. And how do you do it? You just show them, look, I have so much Bitcoin, so much Ethereum, so much hex. I'm the richest man in the world. And this is probably the number one reason why Richard Hart will never burn the coins, because he doesn't want to give up the power of the system, right? And he does not want to, he just wants to prove that he's the most richest guy in the world. So it's really about the legacy for him. And it doesn't make sense to burn the coins, because do you go to Satoshi Nakamoto and say Satoshi Nakamoto has to burn his coins? No, you don't do that. Has he burned his coins? No, he has not. He has never moved them, just like the OA is doing it as well, right? So there are some similarities. And that's why you don't want to burn them coins. Baba is saying, yeah, even when it was called Bitcoin coin hex. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about when it comes to this, but you're probably right. Every time I heard the term finding the bottom, I would think to myself, I have heard that the bottom capital of the world is Toronto, Canada. Some things a friend of said often, I trust his judgment. Well, then I think you are misinterpreting what it means to found the bottom. I understand. I admit it being late to the stream. Thank you for explaining it for me. Believe in yourself. Thanks for being here. I'm glad I was able to explain it to you. The OA is not staked or not mining or hexing, so it's getting less power over every moment. Exactly. Every single day, the OA gets less and less power over the system. And I think it became really clear just recently when we saw the God Whale owning so much T-shares that he is now the number 2 biggest holders of T-shares. And this was only, I think, with one address. He probably has more address. So he became a big player in the Hex ecosystem for sure. All right, guys. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for being here. 35 people. My numbers are going up and up and up every single time. I'm so proud of this. This motivates me more and more to do live streams, to share my opinions. I'm in Hex for 3 years now. I'm very engaged, reading Twitter every single day. That's basically all I'm doing. And that's why I have the feeling my opinion are somehow valuable to you guys, because I see other Hexicans saying, oh, Richard Hart did that to combat the FUD, to go against like Coinbase staking as a service and so on. And this is obviously all wrong. I made all the points here today, and you can rewatch it if you want to. But the main reason, the number one reason why Richard Hart is changing his marketing strategy is to accommodate for the next bull run. in the bear market, it was good to be outrageous. Now we are in the bull run again, and we want to be more inclusive, more welcoming to all the people. Pull chain is coming out. We want everybody to participate. We don't want anybody to be afraid of an outrageous Richard Hart, even though I liked him so much. I liked our outrage marketing Richard so much, I must say. And to celebrate the outrage marketing Richard, here one more time on our channel before we head off, I want to play this video here, and then we do the last words. Thank you guys for being here. I will come up after this video again. Just need to find it now, I guess. Here we go. If you like the videos that I'm showing here, this short video of Richard Hart, for example, you will find that on pumphex.com. I will put the link into the video description right now so you can go and check it out yourself.
Hi, Richard.
So do we have the sound already? It looks like. So make that big here.
Hi, Richard Hart. I own the world's largest diamond. You do not, okay? I don't care what you do. I don't care how hard you work. You can't own the world's diamond, the largest diamond. I own it. Me. You don't. Get that right now. Second, I raised $27 million for charity. You ain't raised $27 million for charity, but you probably think you're a better person than me. Lol, you ain't. I'm the free self-help author that wrote 2 books that you could download for free. I designed a cryptocurrency, went up in price 10,000-fold in 623 days. That's 10,000x. That's 1,000,000%. Perfect, flawless operation for 1,000 days. And if you staked it, you made more. I'm just getting started, man. I got $10 million of wristwatches. Got $3 million in cars. I got the 1,000 horsepower Ferrari. I had the most expensive Rolexes ever made. And I'm doing the world's largest free airdrop. So if you got coins on Ethereum or Ethereum itself, you're going to get a copy of that free on a new network. You only got to do nothing. No sign up, no ML, no KYC, no nothing. It just works. You go play with your coins in a test net right now. It's been working great for 8 months. Pulsechain.com. Hi.
This is how I like my Richard Hart. And when you want to download all those Richard Hart shorts that I have created, all you have to do is to go to pumphex.com. Let me open the site and share it with you guys, so you know what I'm talking about. Pumphex.com is the second best domain next to hex.com. And first of all, let's go to the Pumpermentals. I think that's funny to share. You guys, I have made a nice little picture for you guys to understand what I'm all about. I came out of Hex. I created pumphex.com. I created the 555 tour. We minted a car, gave it to the community. The community has a lot of coins. We went to the Pulse Master. It was a great event. Now the next is the Hex Cruise, and in the future, the Million Pulse Tour. When we go to projects, what do we see? In 51 days, we start the Hex Cruise. So let's go there as well really quick. Can we do that? No, it doesn't allow me to move the tab. We are on the side here. And where I want to funnel you right now is to the download section, because here you can download the Hex business card, print it out, give it away to your friends and family, to just parked cars, bring it along with you and leave it everywhere. We have given out this card over 100,000 times so far. Worked really, really well. But here's what I want to show you guys. Richard Hart short videos. Download them, post them yourself on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. That's the most important thing. That really will bring the eyes to Richard Hart and hex.com and pump all our bags. So pumphex.com, definitely the best site that you want to visit when you want to get free marketing material for Hex. And obviously, I want to invite you all to go to the project section, check out our Hex Cruise in 51 days. It starts. Here we have 2 videos that show you what it's all about. It's going to be so much fun. I believe there are still tickets available for you guys to participate. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here today in the stream. We have the next stream going on Monday. I'm trying to stream as much as possible. I don't know if I'm going to do every single day, but from Monday to Friday, it seems to be my comfort zone. And last message here from Scott, and then we are out of here. Pump it up, Abed. Appreciate what you are doing for the community, brother. Scott, thank you so much. You are awesome yourself. You're a musician, and I cannot wait for the Pulse Chain Anthem. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will now play the outro, and then I'm out of here. Which one should we play? I think the one with... I don't see it. Where's my favorite outro? Oh, here we go.
If you could live forever, would you?
Yes.
Okay, we're
Don't
done
even
with the
have to
interview.
finish the sentence.
Yes. No, okay, sure, that's an attractive idea. But the way I look at it is the knowledge that I'm going to die that creates the focus that I bring to being alive. The urgency of accomplishment, the need to express love now, not later. If we live forever, why ever even get out of bed in the morning? Because you always have tomorrow. That's not the kind of life I want to lead.
But why don't you fear not being around?
I fear living a life where I could have accomplished something and didn't. That's what I fear. I don't fear death.
You don't fear the unknown.
I love the unknown. I love the. You know what I want on my tombstone? My sister has this in her notes, just in case I can't tell anyone after I die. On my tombstone, a quote from Horace Mann, great educator. Be ashamed to die until you have scored some victory for humanity.